designed this class around having 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, you can do the exact same thing without blocks. So, morning, Marcia. All right, press your fingertips down, lengthen out through your side waist, side chest. Move your arm bones back to bring your shoulder blades into your back. Keep your chest well lifted. As you release your hands to your thighs and close your eyes. Descend your thighs. Distribute your weight evenly between your 2 sitting bones. Lengthen up through the front of your body. Press your shoulder blades into your back ribs to lift your chest more. Soften your neck and throat. Release your jaw. Rest your tongue into the base of your mouth. Take even breaths. Your inhalation lifts your rib cage, expands it out to the side. Your exhalation pulls your abdomen in slightly. You can focus on those 2 actions, chances are you'll sit up straight. All right, gently open your eyes and come over to child's pose, big toes together, knees apart. Extend your hands forward. There's Bob. Press your hips back toward your heels. Come up to your hands and knees. Tuck your toes underneath, lift your hips high, come into Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog.
Press the circle of your hand into the floor. And from that pressure down and forward, extend your arms longer and longer and longer. From the extension of your arms, extend your side chest and side waist. At the same time, press down with the big toe side of the foot. So that the big toe and little toe side of the foot have equal weight. From that even and equal pressure in both feet, try to take your shins back, your thighs back. Turn your upper arms out. And then see if you lost any strength in the arms as you were focusing on your legs. Then bend your knees.
Come down, rest in child's pose. All right, so I'm showing you a close-up of my knees, just in case anyone is confused with this action. It's hard to see because it's video or whatever, but right now my knees are relaxed. I can move the kneecap from side to side, and then I'm gonna lift my kneecaps up. This is actually it's easier sometimes to think that you're lifting the kneecaps, but you're actually activating the quadriceps. So on the next downward dog, come into the pose. So go ahead and come into the pose. And then press your hands down, take your thighs back. So lengthen your side waist, lengthen your side chest. All right. Now, let your quadriceps relax. And see what happens to the weight of the pose. It may go more into your feet. It may go more into your arms. Now, lift your quadriceps up. Activate your quadriceps, lift your kneecaps. Those are all the same thing. And see if it's not really the weight. That's very unscientific, but it's the feeling of the pose going up. So as your hands press down, your triceps pull in, your upper arms turn out. That helps you lift from the front end. And then the quadriceps going up helps you lift from the back end. So the movement of the pose is up.
And walk your hands back toward your feet. Stretch the backs of your legs. You can place your hands on blocks or your shins. And here again, you can try relaxing your kneecaps and feel how it's almost like the weight of the leg goes down. Now you may be able to get further into the pose that way, but keep that depth and lift your quadriceps up. And you may not feel this, and it might just be me, something in my head. But I feel when I lift my quadriceps up, it helps me lift the backs of the legs up. And the fronts of the legs. And then, so I have the center point again of the buttocks going up, while everything else is, the torso is allowed to fold forward. Walk your hands forward, lift your chest. Then place your hands on your hips, come all the way up. All right, if you have 2 blocks, go ahead and get your 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, 1 will be fine. You won't put the block between your legs, you'll just have it between your hands. If you don't have a block, then you don't need to use anything. Where are those blocks? All right. So squeeze from the outer leg in towards the block. Have the palms on either side of the block, or just facing each other like this. And then extend the block forward. Press down evenly with the inner and outer foot. Squeeze the block. If you're able, I don't know if this will be visible, but lift your triceps. The triceps move away from the floor. Your arms are fully extended. And then lift the block up or your hands up a few inches. If you have a block, press into the block. If not, imagine you're pressing into a block. So that lifts your triceps up, activates them, activates the muscles around your shoulders. And lift it up a few more inches. Two books would also work here. You can hold the books like this. A few more inches. Press into the block, both with your legs and your arms. Yep. Adjust your clothing. Good time to rest. A few more inches. So you're getting close to the maximum range of motion of your shoulders. Go all the way up, whatever that means for you. Keep your quadriceps lifted. Keep squeezing into the block between your legs. And then slowly lower the block back down. Release those to the side. And then take your feet about sticky mat distance apart or a little wider. Hold the opposite elbow. And pull forward. Place your hands on your hips, elbows to the ceiling, inhale, come back up. All right, so I think we did something like this last week, but we're gonna come into some standing poses, starting with Trikonasana. You can start in Tadasana with your blocks in your hands rather than on the floor if you have the blocks. All right, we now have blocks. All right, take your feet wide, take your arms wide. Release your shoulders down. All right, so I'm holding the blocks kind of like this, just gripping them. And you can turn the blocks up, or turn your hands up, so this works without blocks too. And those that have wooden blocks won't be as happy as those that have foam blocks. Or maybe they'll be more happy because they get to work harder. These are somewhere between, these are the cork blocks, like at yoga tree. Turn your right leg all the way out, turn your left leg in. Turn the blocks to face the floor, and then come into the pose. So the left hand has the block in towards the ceiling. Your right hand is down. If you don't have blocks, you can rest on your shin or on the floor. Now with the top hand, take the top hand as far back as it will go. Keep the big toe side of your foot pressing into the floor, your quadriceps lifted. So this helps you open your chest. So keep that opening in your chest and just bring the block straight up, or your hand straight up. Now, take your top hand down either side of your foot. Turn your back toes in. So now your hips are facing towards your right foot. So Parsvottanasana. You may need to shorten your step a smidge. So you have two straight legs. Your right and left inner heel are lined up. Now take the blocks and move them as far forward, or your hands, as you can. So this is kind of, it feels a little like downward dog. Work your back leg, especially. It's the one that tends to get lazy because it's not immediately visible. Same time, press both big toes into the floor. Lift both quadriceps. Extend your arms forward like you did in downward dog. Now walk your blocks back, and you may need to turn them up a little bit, but you're going to keep your left hand on the floor and lift your right arm up. So now you're in a twist, Vritta Trikonasana. And this one's a little harder to take the block further back. But you can feel, even if you're just thinking about taking the block or the hand further back, how that helps you get more twist, more opening in the chest. Then if your arm was behind your head, then bring it straight up. Then bring your right hand down, one hand either side of the foot. Now you're going to turn your back toes to face the long side of the mat and back into Utthita Trikonasana. The regular triangle pose. And then press through your feet, inhale, come back up. Turn your right toes in, turn your left foot toes up. Arms up. There we go. And come over to Utthita Trikonasana, to the left. Keep both quadriceps lifted. That's actually a misnomer. Keep all 8 quadriceps lifted. But at the same time, press through the big toe of each foot. Then take your right arm. Let's see, what is this? Whatever arm this is. Your right arm, yeah. Back. So the block is actually, for the top arm, is really just a weight. It's a light weight. So something that, if you ever wanted to do this without blocks, you could grab a water bottle, it's wet, and take that back. And then bring your arms straight up. Relax your jaw, relax your throat. Take the top hand down. So when you have one hand either side of the front foot, walk the back foot in, turn the toes to face the short edge side of your mat, turn your hips. Inner heels line up. Lift all 8 quadriceps. And then walk your hands forward and push your hips back. So it's the same action in downward dog, where we pushed our arms forward, and when you push your arms forward, that helps you keep your hips back. And walk your hands back in. Place weight on your right hand. Lift your left hand up. And then take your left hand as far back as possible. Padarvita. Revolve. Triangle pose. Trikonasana. Quadriceps are lifting. You have to lift your back quadriceps again and again. If you have a tendency, like me, to bend your back leg in all these poses. Or maybe you're more of a tight hamstring person and you have to worry more about the front leg. Those quadriceps lifting. And bring the arm straight, so it's in line with its opposite arm. Your chest should be fully rotated. And then bring your left arm down. Turn your right toes out. Lift your right arm up. Back to Utthita Trikonasana. Then pressing through both feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Turn your toes forward. And then bring the blocks down in front of you. For Prasarya Padottanasana, if you have blocks, then you're going to do this variation. If not, you're going to just walk your arms forward like downward dog. But here, keep them on medium blocks, or maybe even tall blocks if you're less flexible. And go into like downward dog position with your hands raised. And this will create a little opening for the shoulders. Show that from the side. So my hands press down strongly onto the blocks. Keep my arms activated as I release my chest towards the floor. And here you have a pretty good view of your knees and your quadriceps. So lift quadriceps well. Then walk your hands back in. You might need to scissor your feet in a little bit and come all the way up. All right. So you're going to take part of your mat, roll it up a little bit. Okay, so if you have tight hamstrings, then you'll do it this way, or if you don't have blocks, you'll do it this way. You're going to place the front of your foot on the rolled up part and your heel on the floor, and come into Uttanasana. Like this. Now, if you're in the bendy group, you're going to angle. Can you see this? There we go. You're going to angle your blocks like this. So your foot is at this extreme angle. Like this. I'm using the wall because I'm demonstrating. I don't want to fall over. And then you'll come down. And you might feel something on the back of your calves at this point. And in this position, if you notice your quads, it's very hard not to lift them. All right. So your foot could be all the way on the block, but my heels were on the floor in this one. Yes. A little more intense, yeah. And carefully step off the blocks and come all the way back up. So we're going to use that same angle for some other poses. Now we did this the other day, but I'm pretty sure that neither Marcia nor Francine were here. And this is, I did think about them in particular for this. So this angle, let me do a close up. There we go. And you see how the blocks are tilted downward. Also, Kathy, they're on this blanket. Now these don't move. I haven't tried it with solid wood, but as long as you have a sticky mat, they shouldn't move. So that when you put your hands on them, it works like a slant board. If this doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. I'm not really concerned if you hate this or, you know, this is just something I tried the other day in Roger Cole's class, and I really liked it. I thought it was a very interesting workaround for when you don't have a slant board, or it's even better, I think, than a slant board, because the slant board has that weird angle. Anyway, I'm mumbling. So we're going to go in with this setup. We're going to go into downward dog, a little kind of short downward dog. It's a little harder to hold on to the blocks in downward dog. To plank. From plank to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And I think it's really good with the blocks. And then back to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. So once you're set up, come into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Take a breath. Come forward to plank. And you may feel on the plank the pressure goes towards your fingertips in this setup. And then from plank, upward facing dog. So an upward facing dog, your wrists are directly over your shoulders, and your quadriceps are lifted. And then back to downward facing dog. One more time. Forward to plank. We're not there yet. We're in a plank. There we go. Yes. And then now upward facing dog, which is a nice pose, John. Press down with your hands, lift your quadriceps up, and then back to downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward and rest down. I guess you guys don't need to rest because you're all standing, happy you are standing up. Of course, now you can see about 2/3 of you. All right, so the other pose you can throw in there. I know you guys missed this pose. I don't know. I haven't been looking to see what Jonathan's been teaching. But so plank, chaturanga, Urdhva Mukha, Adho Mukha. All right, you can skip chaturanga. Looks like some people have questions, or they're just looking.
What happens?
Okay. Go ahead. Sophia.
Yeah, down in this position, down facing dog is very hard. Yeah.
It's harder, yes. So make it shorter.
Oh, make it okay. Thank you.
Sure. Sopo?
You roll on your toes when you're going down to chaturanga and to up dog?
If I hadn't hurt my foot, yes.
Okay.
It's a little easier to roll over your toes if you have a longer dog, and it's also a little easier with the height. So if you don't want it for your wrist, so this way, see how long my dog is? It's easy to roll over.
Okay. Now I can.
But the point you roll over here is actually from here. Here. Now this is too. There we go. There. So The height helps the rollover. I'm not really concerned about it today though.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
sure. All right, so if you find the blocks helpful, either slanted or not slanted, I find them very helpful in upward dog, but that's because I'm a T-Rex person. So the slant helps the wrist, but it doesn't help the poses. So anyway, come into downward facing dog. Either with a slant or without, or you can even have a smaller slant. Like just have a little bit. So that should help you if you have a smaller slant. Downward dog will be closer to what you're used to. Come forward to plank. Lift your abdomen, lift your quadriceps strongly. Keep them lifted, bend your elbows, or not, and then scoop through Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. One more time. Forward to plank. Lift your abdomen, lift your thighs. Keep them lifted. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Rolling on the toes or not. Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, last one. Plank. I'll wait. Yay! Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Grab your opposite elbow or your shins and rest. Sit in Dandasana. Some of you will want to sit on a blanket. I know Sopo is one of those. The blanket is for padding, not for lift. So if you have sensitive tailbone or you just like to sit on blankets, then sit on a blanket. All right, bend your knees. All right, lift your chest. So take your hands back, roll your shoulders back. And keep this lift of the chest, reach around and grab behind your knees. Keep this lift of the chest, that's it, Marsha, as you lift your legs off the floor. Keep this lift of the chest as you start to straighten your legs. If they don't straighten, don't worry about it. Keep this lift of the chest as you extend your arms. Now the quadriceps are lifting towards the hips. In a way, they're still lifting up, but they're not lifting up towards your toes. All right, grab the knees and sit back down. Let's do that again. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. Keep your chest lifted, lift your feet off the floor. Roll your thighs in. Mostly so they stop going out. So you don't want your knees apart and your toes together. You want your knees together, your toes together. Start to take your legs up. Yeah, one leg up is fine. There you go. And then when the legs can stay up, you can extend your arms. Then bring your feet back down. Bring your feet into Baddha Konasana.
Mary, I have a question.
Sure.
Bent legs, okay. Straighten the legs, holding the thighs, okay. As soon as I try to straighten my arms, my pelvis rolls under and I feel gripping in my groin. It hurts in the groin. So what should I do? Just stay at the second stage for a while until it gets stronger?
Okay, I feel the exact same thing.
Oh. Yeah, but you're able to. I collapse.
Okay, so yeah, there's gripping in the thighs, for sure, in the groin. You know, right here at the top of the thigh. I would do this one, and we can all try this one. So take your hands behind you, like this.
Okay.
Squeeze your legs together. Lift your chest.
Okay.
Lift one leg.
Oof. Yeah.
Gripping, right? The thigh is gripping,
Yes.
but you're not rolling back because your hands are back.
Yeah.
Okay, lower that leg. See if the other one's the same. For me, it's not.
The other one I can do very easily. It's one leg that really is difficult.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
anyone that also feels that can give a thumbs up. Yeah, okay, we got 1, 2. All right. So
Yes.
you take it back like this. Another.
I chair. Yeah.
Is like this.
Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah. There we go. So the closer the legs are in, the harder it is to maintain. The further they're out. So you can also use a wall. A wall is harder. Like this. But you're going to lose some of that grip. Or some of that work. So wall, chair, one leg at a time.
Yes, thank you. And I think I noticed something on the leg that has difficulty.
Uh-huh.
The hip flexor itself is more loosey-goosey than the other side. So I've got to kind of not contract it, but make sure it's present.
Yeah, because this is the problem with being flexible is you tend to, the more flexible side tends to be weaker.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
more,
thank you. That helps. That really helps.
okay, good. So here's another way to practice kind of the same muscle. So you don't have to have support. This will help you if, again, your hip flexors may not be as strong as you like. So you're going to lie on your back with your legs straight up. Roll your thighs in, lift your quadriceps up, or activate your quadriceps. Then, keeping one leg up, lower the other leg till it's in line with whatever prop you have under your hips. If you don't have a prop under your hips, then just have it just floating above the floor. And then lift one leg up, lower the other leg. Lift that leg up. All right. So now you decide, okay, well, that just felt too easy. So get rid of some of the support. And lower one leg down. And then lift that leg up, lower the other leg down. Lift that leg up. All right. So now to make it a little more difficult, you can switch in the middle. So as I bring my right leg down, as it comes up, the left leg goes down. So now you're doing like some kind of weird synchronized swimming thing. Yeah, I thought of you. All right. So if that's going well, you go to no support. And that's pretty much my level and being able to talk in a normal voice. So if I go to 2 legs, then I lose a little bit control of my voice, especially down here. You might hear a little wobble. So this is very similar, the same muscle as Parikuna Navasana. And I want to work on strength a lot for myself. So you guys get to work on it too. All right, bend your knees. Roll to your side. And come back to Baddha Konasana, because it feels so good after doing it both. Now we're skipping Ardha Navasana, partially because I don't like that pose, but I'm terrible at it. But also because we're moving on. All right, so lie on your belly. We're just going to do a quick Salabhasana for strength on the other side of the body. So roll your thighs in, lie prone, take your arms by your sides with your palms up, press your fingertips into the floor. All right, now this is actually one of the more difficult poses to straighten your legs in. So straighten your legs here by lifting your quadriceps up. Then keep that as you lift your legs, lift your chest, and lift your arms. Lift from the big toe side of the foot. Now your feet can be apart. It's a little easier on your back. But keep your legs engaged. Keep your mind where your quadriceps are, rather than what might be getting tired. So keep your mind on your quadriceps. Mind your quadriceps. Extend through your fingers, lift your chest. Here, your inhalation, focus it on moving it out to the sides rather than breathing through your belly. All right, come down. That was a minute, by the way, for those keeping score. Push back into child's pose. And then once your groins, your front groins have kind of released, come up. Now I'm going to keep the inversions in class, even though not all of you do them. So you can do headless headstand like this, pushing your arms away from the floor like you did in downward dog earlier. You can do headstand, or you can do, if you need a break and you find this restful, because that's totally true. You can do Prasarada Padottanasana with your head on the floor or on support. So I'm setting up for headstand. It'll just be a minute or two of headstand. I'm going to face the camera this time, which means you get to see my best side as I go up. If you're doing headstand, make sure you're at the wall. Shoot, I hurt my foot. Or far enough away from the wall that if for some reason your dog came up and knocked you over, you wouldn't get stuck. Press your upper arms, whatever position you're in. You can press your hands down, your wrists down. Although for Prasarada Padottanasana Ramona, you wouldn't really press your wrist down. Whoop. All right, Kathy? You can wave now, okay? Not that I can do anything about it, but just making sure. All right, are your quadriceps lifted here? In whatever pose you're in. And take some breaks, Chad, so you're not like, yeah, good idea. Marsha, would you take your feet forward a little bit? I can't see your whole body, but I see what's going on in your spine. So take your feet forward a touch. I have to come down, look. Keep your jaw and your throat soft. And then bend your knees, or not bend your knees, let's see. And then come down, whatever down is for you. And I have to come down without putting weight on my other foot. Nice with your head down. If you've had enough rest, go stand on your hands, or elbows. Whoa, that's not that strong. That's disturbing. So elbows, full arm balance, or something like this, and then lifting one leg. Variation of Virabhadrasana 3. So whatever pose you're in, see if you can keep your quadriceps activated. Yeah, you can go off camera for this, because I know that you don't always have a wall. That was great, Chad. There we go, Bob. Oh, well, yes. Activate your quadriceps, Bob. Yes. I guess I don't really, yelling doesn't do a whole lot here. All right, come down and rest. And then you can do it a second time, or you can do Pinchamayurasana or Pinchamayurasana prep. Lifting one leg. I'll do Pincha today. Probably even do this from the side. Oh, I won't be able to see it then. Okay. Press your forearms into the floor. All right, and then come down. Rest. Take a seat. Sit in Dandasana. Or what I'm afraid of, this has been going on for about 6 weeks now, is that if we don't practice inversions because of an ideal space, then we'll stop practicing them. I mean, I know some of you won't, but. Okay, so here again is the setup. This tilted brick setup. And this may or may not help you. So this is Purvottanasana, extension of the eastern side. So I'm sitting in Dandasana, I'm pressing my hands into the bricks and lifting my chest. I'm going to bend my knees, touch my feet on the floor, press my heels down, and lift up. So in this pose, traditionally the fingers point towards the heels, but if that doesn't work for you, that doesn't work for you. So these blocks help a little. Take some of the pain out of the wrist. So get your backside as high as possible. And then come back down. So if the blocks, the tilted blocks help you, then use them. If they don't help you, don't use them. I know that seems obvious, but sometimes what seems obvious isn't always. I won't make any political comments right now. So I take my hands back, roll my shoulders to lift my chest. So you can either keep with the knees bent or straighten your legs out, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest well, press your heels into the floor, and lift up. Lift your hips high. And then lower your hips down. All right. Now Chatuspadasana, so lie down on your back with your heels in close to your hips. Hold the sides of your mat. Press the inside of your feet down. Press your heels into the floor and lift your hips about halfway up. At this point, roll your shoulders under and lift your hips up higher. Press your upper arms into the floor. Press the big toe side of your feet into the floor. And lift your hips from the backs of your thighs. As long as it doesn't bother your neck, you can imagine trying to straighten your legs. But sometimes that puts too much pressure on the skin of the neck and doesn't feel great. I did this pose for 10 years before I realized that it wasn't supposed to feel like that. Then slowly lower your hips back down, release your shoulder blades. All right. If you have a brick, you'll do the same pose with a brick under your sacrum, and then you'll lift your legs straight up into the air. Now, of course, this is hard to do without a brick. Extremely, I've never seen it done. But you could do legs at the wall. You could do shoulder stand. Or you could use this pose as Satibandha Sarvangasana. Either legs down. I prefer legs up. This is actually closer to the Viparita Karani, legs up the wall pose. I'm keeping my quadriceps lifted, engaged. At the same time, my neck and throat are soft. Jaw is relaxed. And you may notice in this one, especially if you're like me and your hip flexors are a little loose, not always that strong, that you might get a little shake in your legs. It's like a shake weight. If your fingers are interlocked, remember to change the interlock of your fingers. And when we began this class, I talked about how the breath moves in the rib cage and the abdomen. So you can use that here. Probably a little more so here than in Sarvangasana and shoulder stand. As you inhale, you can expand your rib cage to the sides. As you exhale, deepen your abdomen. Then bend your knees, place your feet on the floor, or come out of the pose from the wall. Lift your hips, remove your block, and slowly lower down. If you rest on the floor with your back flat, bend your knees in towards your chest, roll to your side, lift yourself up. So we'll do this one first. With your legs apart, Upavista Konasana. You can have a good stack of bricks in front of you. Press your quadriceps up, lift them up, keep them lifted, rest your head. So find something to rest your forehead on. Keep your quadriceps lifted. Let's see if you can relax from your waist up. I think one of the ways that yoga works is that we're asked to do something like keep one part of our body active and relax another part. So that when we're doing other things, like driving, we can keep certain parts relaxed and certain parts active. And then lift yourself back up. All right. Get into Shavasana. One way to do it is to take long blankets, 2 long blankets, or you could use 2 blocks. You could just lie flat, that's fine too. And just rest your legs on these long blankets, like so. For me, this is just enough height to relax my back. So roll your shoulders underneath. Soften your neck and throat. Release your jaw. Rest your tongue into the base of your mouth. Press the weight of your body into the floor. And use the next few moments to focus on your breath. Deepen your breath. Bend your knees. Roll to your side. And lift yourself back up to seated. Take your arms wide, lift your chest. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Think of something you're grateful for. Namaste. Thanks for coming, everybody. Let's see. You are now unmuted.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Mary. It was wonderful.
Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome, Taya.
Great. Thanks, Mary.
All right,
Guys. Bye-bye.
bye.